Politico.
Children that have been locked up by Tinubu, and they were charged with the attempt to overthrow Tinubu, undemocratically selected, illegitimate regime. So, and a treasonable felony in Nigeria is a capital offense. Capital offense means if you are found guilty, you will be killed. And for those who knows very well, before now, Tinubu and his goons have always been the the engine behind different kinds of protests in Nigeria against different regime in Nigeria. But they are the ones in power now. So if you are caught protesting against Tinubu, if you are not, if you are lucky, you will be arrested, detained, and they have all the judges that will do their bidding. Protest in a democracy is a legitimate right of individuals, but you do not have democracy in that contraption called Nigeria. You do not. But children, you would probably expect those who are the law enforcement agents and all that, so who arrested, let's even say, okay, they arrested their younger children for protesting that they were hungry. Hungry, we are hungry, we are hungry. You would have expected them to at least maybe feed them and send them back to their parents. No. There is a message to be passed. There is a threat to be spread. There is a fear, right, to be institutionalized, which they have done. These children have been picked up since August. That's like 3 months ago. Children. And because there are so many, the Tinubu's regime couldn't put them, it couldn't lock them up in police cells. They sent them to prisons. And today, they brought them to court for trial. They were not fed, right? And it was so obvious that today, the image that a lot of us saw in their court today will probably remain with us for the rest of our lives. But if you think that Nigerians have, they have a limit to what they can take, then you are not paying attention. You see, normally, if you see something like this in a sane country, if it ever happened at all, it would have triggered a total revolution. I'm talking about a complete breakdown of law and order. Like, how could you do this? Let's assume that majority of Nigerians are not so informed. Majority of them don't even know what is going on. A lot of us who probably react are mostly those of us who are outside the contraption, who have access or the capacity, the capability to see this online. Their TVs in Nigeria, their televisions and their radio stations and all that, if they ever shared this, it's probably going to be to gloss over it. Okay? I have read some other lunatics on social media who are blaming the parents of these children. They said, that is why you have to train your children. We'll come to that one, all right? But this image you're about to see may be a little bit, stressful for some, all right? But I've done my best to kind of enlarge it enough that it would not be really, stressful to watch. So the whole world saw this today, and they were asking themselves, how did Nigeria get to this stage? Is Nigeria this worse now? I don't know if there's any word, but we can use other than worse. If there is, we should begin to use horrible. Nigeria is in the most horrible place right now. So let's go to their courts that triggered reactions all over the social media today.
This is how the children are fainting because of hunger.
Let me go and take the They came to here. The prosecutor should do their business. How can you arrange children? What help? Sorry. Wait now, Kai. You are not the one to dictate to us now. Kai, say, I'm not good. Wait. What kind of I don't know why. For goodness sake, this is so hard. This is so hard. This can never be the country of problem of Nigeria. One day, then somewhere, then give money. They don't even have school fees. They don't have any. They don't even have money. One day, somewhere, then give money. These people are just 90-something years. That's something like 6 days. That's 6 days. That's what is doing. My case is different than my child's.
Hello, what is hello. Please, maybe the recording can just stop for now. Let's just take a position and see what is happening.
They don't even have school fees. They don't have any. They don't even have money. When they say when they give money, these people we are just 90-something years. That's something like 6 days. That's 6 days. That's what is doing. My case is different than my child's. What is
hello. Please, maybe the recording can just stop for now, please. Let's just take a position and see what is happening. Let's just organize ourselves.
So, why do you come late today? Yes, that's order their unconditional release.
Karke kuka. We are going to do something.
Yeah, I have to put some of the clips together so that I can present that to you in one package. That is what Nigeria is now. Children are not spared. So if you are an adult and you are probably thinking you have a right, or somehow they told you about how dreadful the military was. And some people will tell you, don't even me, myself, they tell you, say, Omo, don't wish military on yourselves. Military is worse. Baba, I wasn't too young. Abacha was not that cruel, like a cruel and then evil. Abacha wasn't this bad. He wasn't this cruel, like no. Tinubu is more than evil. And this is just the beginning. Let me tell you what they are doing. In case some of you don't know yet. Number one, in Nigeria now, if you don't agree with the way APC, Egbekegbe, Tinubu and his gang, the way they are ruining Nigeria, just find somewhere else to go to. Or keep it to yourself. If you can't get any, if you don't have anywhere to run to, if you don't have anywhere to probably pack your bag and go, you have to keep it to yourself. It is now worse than whatever it is you think or they've told you about the military. Oh, military, there's no human rights. This one that you are still talking. No. You see, talking is allowed. That's why they will say to you that there is freedom of speech or freedom after speech. They are looting you. They are destroying they've destroyed it anyway, but they are ruining and destroying your supposed country. You cannot condemn Tinubu. And if by any chance you condemn Tinubu, and in your condemnation, you call on people to stand up and demand for their rights, you will be arrested or kidnapped. And they will put up different kind of trumped up charges. And they will accuse you of trying to overthrow Tinubu. And that is supported by some unscrupulous criminal judicial bandits, judges in Nigeria. You will rot in jail. And the reason why they are doing all of this again is to tell all of you that they do not have any boundary. Children, no, women, no, men, no, it doesn't matter. The moment they see you as talking down on Tinubu, it will automatically be referred to as incitement. People have been put under surveillance. People are being watched. Their movement, their phone calls, their text messages, their WhatsApp messages. People are being watched every day, every second. So that display that you saw there, it is to tell all of you that none of you, there's no sacred, what do you call it? There's no one that is actually saved from us. Guess what the judges did? I mean, it was just last week, wasn't it? When one Professor Pella, the Mike Tyson from Abia, that said they will make somebody disappear and there will be no consequences. Yeah. It was finally charged to court. I think it was 2 days ago. And guess what? His bail for assaulting someone was 500,000 naira. See those children? Right? A judge actually granted them bail today. Guess how much? 10 million naira each. Each child is to go and pay 10 million naira bail bond. So in other words, they have to also get two sureties who also have to pay 10 million naira surety. One of them must be a level 15 civil servant in Abuja before they will be released. So after all that said and done, the children were left in the court until around 6 p.m. this evening because they couldn't get a van to take them. Those children were not the only ones they brought to court. There were other adults too, 47 or 48 of them. In total, 125 people, including the children, are being tried for treason. And a judge who saw all of that, possibly, came out. I'm going to go look for her name again, or his name again. The judge has a name. Somebody said whenever they want to do this kind of dirty work, they will always find an Igbo judge to grant them this kind of to use for this kind of a dirty job. Obiora Eguatu, that's the name of the judge. He walked into the courtroom, and after the argument of their lawyers, the judge granted them bail of 10 million naira each. I know that normally in the court process, all you have to pay is the 10% of that, Abi. So what is the 10% of 10 million? 1 million naira. Now, 1 million naira times 76. That would be 76 million naira to freeze those children. Then you have to look for their surety, who also have to get 76 million. So 76 million naira times 3. That's how we get those children out. But they are not looking for those sureties per se. The message is to show to all of you that none of you is going to be spared. Children that were protesting hunger, against hunger, that we are hungry. There's hunger all over Nigeria. Tinubu himself admitted to that, right? There is hunger. There is anger. Abi? Now they will need over 228 million. Did I get that right? Abi now, 76 million. 70 million times 3, 210 million naira. 6 million times 3, that's 18 million. That should be 628 million naira. Sorry, 228 million naira to get those children out. But they are not looking for that. So it's now going to say in his benevolence. So people are reacting now. So you may wake up tomorrow morning and they will say, oh, Tinubu, in his magnanimity, he has looked upon what these children have done. Can you imagine these children trying to overthrow Tinubu? They are trying to overthrow me. But it's okay. Since all of you now feels like I should forgive them as a father. You know, I'm a father too. Okay, you know what? Let's just drop the case. But the message is passed. They locked children up for more than 3 months. Children in Nigeria. They are lawyers.
You see, basically, our own is very simple. Why should children, why should small children, why should they spend 93 days in police custody when they should be in school? And the government can arrest 10, 12, 13-year-old and keep them in custody for 93 days. But the government has not been able to arrest Yabelo 6 months after. Is it not a parody of some sort that we have 2 separate countries? One country for the rich, one country for the poor. Our laws are very clear. It's 48 hours. The police are in breach of the fundamental rights of these children. So we are not going to delve into the substance of the issue, which is already before the court, so that we will not make remarks that are subjudice. But what we are saying, very simple. Yaya Bello, 6 months later, has not been arrested. But you arrest our children. You keep them in custody for 93 days. These children, they are already looking like they have kwashoko. They are malnourished. You understand? Then you cannot keep them in custody for this long. This is the reasons why our rating in the Human Rights Index is poor, is bad. You understand? The Tinubu government should discontinue the charge. We make a passionate appeal to the AGF. You know, Babalatif Fagbemi, that he should discontinue the charge. He should take over the matter and discontinue against these children, so that the children can return back to school. And the Attorney General of the Federation has the inherent powers to take over this matter under Section 174 of the Constitution. That Babalatif Fagbemi should take over this matter and discontinue the charge against the children. I cried in open court because of this grave injustice that has been done to these kids.
Talk, you die. If you don't talk, you die. So we'll talk and die. While we were in court this morning, and shortly before the plea of the defendants, mainly underage children could be taken. Some of them who were looking quite malnourished, who were looking quite very sick, started snapping in court before the Honorable Justice Eguatu. Justice Eguatu, upon seeing the fainting of these young persons of school age, had to adjourn stand down proceedings abruptly. We had to rush some of these young children to the clinic within the facility of the court for them to be resuscitated. Some of them are still receiving treatment as I speak to you in the clinic. This young person has been arrested since the 2nd day of August, 2024. Over 3 months, they've been left without clothing, without housing, without proper care. They are looking very malnourished, as you can see the videos that are flying around social media. They were kept at the Kuje Correctional Center and at the IRT, the notorious IRT at SAS Abattoir. IRT now, that is where they are. At SAS Abattoir. Now, this is the facility that has held our young children who should be in school that are being kept by this government over allegations of attempting to overthrow the president. The question now comes to how can a 12, 13, 14-year-old boy who is looking very frail and malnourished attempt to overthrow the president? That is a matter for another day. But we have filed an application contesting and challenging the powers of the courts to try these young persons. And this objection is founded on very solid foundation. The Constitution of Nigeria in Section 18 vests on the government the responsibility of educating young persons. The Universal Basic Education Act and the Children and Young Persons Act vest upon the government the duty to educate its younger ones. Section 2 of the UBEC Act mandates the government to provide education for its young persons. Free, compulsory education for all young persons. Unfortunately, young Nigerians have been arraigned in court today on a 10-count charge of an attempt to overthrow and overhaul the government of Nigeria. They have been granted bail. We will strive hard to meet the bail conditions if we can. The conditions are quite neck-breaking. It is like giving bail with the right hand and taking with the left hand. We will strive and do our best to perfect these conditions. But if we cannot meet those conditions, we will come back to the court and seek for a variation. Because we have shown that these are young persons who are hungry. The essence of the protest of August 2nd is to end hunger in the land. And we saw them in court today, looking quite malnourished. The problem persists.
Well,
anyway, they will need to go and look for 228 million naira to deposit with the courts. Until then, the children will remain in the custody of Kuje prison. They will remain in the custody of the IRS, what do you call them? The RRS or so, Abattoir. About Nigeria police have a place called Abattoir. That's a place where they can kill you. Notorious criminals, armed robbers, and others are kept. So if you are taken to the Abattoir in Abuja, you are likely not going to come out alive. Yes. Children for 93 days. Now they have to go and look for this humongous amount, all right, to secure their bail. And if they can't, they will need to come back on another day whenever the court gives them a date again. Until then, the children will remain in those normal. Those children shouldn't even sleep in any prison or any police custody tonight. In a normal country that it is now public, it's everywhere. But you see, the criminals in Nigeria are power drunk. I've told you that many times. They are at the stage where they believe that Benny, I just know it's all of them they make. When you shout, it's like shouting into the void. Here you get. They just shout and say, yeah. But nobody hears you. Screaming into the void. That's exactly where it is now for people in Nigeria. They consider what we are doing right now as just noise making. All of them are just a rant on social media. Now rants, you cannot do anything. They believe the people are conquered. Now me and you, we still get freedom to talk like this. Now they feel emotional. For Nigeria, they have surrendered. And the politicians feel it too. I think they know. And that is why, whatever they do for people, it is like, oh, I'm just being nice. Oh. If I don't want to be nice, I don't want to be nice. Okay, there's nothing you can do. What can you do? What can you do? You go and scream on social media. And so what are you going to do? Can social media, what will the social media now do? We will tell the international community. Go on. Go and tell international. What will the international community do? What would they do to us? My friend, just instead of you to be saying sorry to beg us, so that we can, in our magnanimity, in our goodwill, we can just say, okay, you know what? Let me just let it go. They also have lawyers. Yeah, the lawyers that's prosecuting children. One of them.
It's okay, thank you. What actually happens today is that the 76 defendants were brought for arraignment who were alleged to have participated in this violent uprising against the government in Kano State. What actually baffles me today is that a matter of a sovereign national interest, a situation where a youth of this particular country would organize themselves into a violent protest, calling on an outsider to come and take over power from the government of Nigeria, otherwise than by constitutional means. This situation will never be tolerated. What actually happened? The details of the ruling is that the matter has been adjourned to January 24 for the substantive hearing of the matter so far, and the court has graciously granted a bail on a very, very stringent conditions, which they are to be remanded in Kuje correctional centers, while others are to be remanded in the Boston training, pending the hearing of the substantive charge. But the point I want to make, I just want to make a point, please. These people have been in lawful custody of the police for a considerable length of time, and none of them exhibited any sickness. But unfortunately, they were instigated by lawyers. Yes, Garba.
These boys that we brought to the court today, all of them are adults. Most of them are married men. None of them is a minor. Some of them are university graduates. The small kids you are seeing here, they came with some of their parents to come and greet their loved ones. They are not even the real suspect standing trial in this case. These boys were arrested in Kaduna and Zaria. Imagine the level we find ourselves now. Do you know how much it costs us to be at this level of the democracy in this country? These young boys are trying to destabilize Nigeria using the Russian flags and other countries, calling on the military to remove our president. Is it fair to even remove the state governors that they don't want democracy again? If you don't like democracy, are we forcing you? You go back home and sit. Everybody is enjoying their fundamental rights. Nobody is abusing their rights. Everybody is enjoying free movement, and everything are moving fine in the country. These boys only for no reason. They started protests, violent protests with the flags, foreign flags, Russian flags. Haba, is that what we want in this country? Don't mind the Defense Council. They will always say something to tarnish the name of Nigerian police. It's not true. In my own case, we filed charge against 43 defendants. And all of them were produced to the court today. All of them are adults. Forget about what they are telling you, that they are small children, this and that. Ask the Defense Council, do they truly know the suspect they are defending?
I want to understand something. The first set that were arraigned this morning, that were granted
I am... I am not in that first case. My case is the second case. My case is the suspect, the defendants there are 43. So don't ask me about any case that I'm not involved. My name, I am Rimam Somte Ezekiel. I'm the Chief Superintendent of Police.
See, don't believe what they say. All these people, there is no children among them. They are adult, they are married, they are graduate, they are this and that from somebody who is supposed to be a father too. Everybody will be paid according to their deed. Trust me. The whole thing will scatter when it reached the final boiling point. They want to overthrow Tinubu by protesting against bad governance. By protesting against hunger. Something that is also their fundamental human rights. It is a hellhole. And nobody is safe. Not even you. The Abobakus. Nobody is safe. You see, in a country like that, in a system like that, nobody is safe. If you think that because you are a Tinubu supporter, you will be spared. No. You are seeing those who are the victims right now. Abi, that's why we say that the survivors of yesterday, they are the victims of today. The survivors of today, they are the victims of tomorrow. Nigeria is what? Turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. In a dictatorship, you see, people have said it many times so that civilian dictatorship is the worst. At least, if you have a military, the military can be like, nobody could vote for us. So that's why nobody voted for them. So that is why they are doing what they are doing. When in a civilian dictatorship, you will still see some people that will be like rising up against tyranny, against dictators like that, is infringement on their own right because they voted for him. So therefore, it is their right to defend that dictatorship. Even if that dictatorship is also destroying them themselves. They will think in a civilian dictatorship. Some will think, that's why you see the APC today. No matter what goes on in that contraption, no matter how much they are victims of the economic destruction, right? Something still tells them that because you don't like their choice and they have to defend it. The criminals will always call on the supposed supporters. Hey, if they are protesting against hunger, you too should protest and say everything is fine. If they are protesting against expensive, PMS, all of you should come up because don't let if this government fall, that means they are taking your right away. You elected also. You are the one who support also, and indeed they bring that division, and they kind of thrive in that division, that divisive state, which is what Nigeria is experiencing right now. Yeah, Nobody is spared in the economic ruin that you are witnessing today in Nigeria. No, nobody is spared. Not even the APC, not the Amumu ticket, Muslim, not the Northern Nigeria or Southern. Nowhere is, no one is spared. But even if everything turns dark, that nobody sees anything anymore, you will still see some of those who will stand up and say, it will do 8 years. Whether you like it or not, you must do his 8 years. Yeah, because other people did their 8 years. He must do his 8 years too. Even if they are dying. But the people's power is always more powerful than the people in power. What is now left is just for the people to discover that their power and possibly use it. It may never happen. It may happen. That is what Nigeria, that's the place Nigeria is right now. A dark place, an hopeless place. If you stand up or say anything, you will be considered an enemy. And the moment they call you an enemy, they will unleash the entire machinery of state, instrument of state. They will unleash that on you. Because they have that leverage. Yeah, I know it's not permanent. It's always transient, but the damages they will do is like that of Bukwari when Bukwari was running amok, killing people, protecting terrorists, and all of that. It finally passed, the phase passed to this of Kolu. There are many victims that possibly could still be alive today if Bukwari never happened to Nigeria, but it happened. By the time these guys are done, not even their supporters will be spared. Like, no. Children. That's enough to trigger a nationwide kind of like endless revolution. Like, oh, more, this is it. This is it. But there is no, I think there is no bottom. So this is sinking in that contraption. A very dark man was out today. You know, that one was detained by the Nigerian police for wearing the police uniform to do a skit. So he was invited and then he got detained. This was yesterday. Then today he got released. And he said from where he was locked up, right, he saw some of the children. And because of the fact that he heard that they were taking them to court today, he went to court as well. Earlier this afternoon.
Now, this boy, 10 years old boy, right? Me and this boy, they side cell. Apparently, these are the boys that the Tinubu government arrested, that they were flying Russian flag. All these children, when you see like this now, they go prison because they could not secure bail for them. They are going to the prison now. They could not secure bail for them. Now, the question is this. What does this boy know about flag? This boy does not even have a basic education, let alone knowing that he flew a flag. So you are charging all these kids for treason. Me, I just came out of cell, and I was with them. That's the craziest part. This morning, I was going to pee when I woke up. I was going to pee when I saw this boy. I was like, this boy is my children. So now we came to court. They could not grant their bail. They have adjourned the case. So where are they going to sleep? They are going to sleep beside the cell again. And already they've stayed for more than 90 days. Today is the 93rd day. 93 days for all these children seated everywhere. Today is the 93rd one. Boom. This one only. Which food? This one only. See everybody. And all the way from Kano. Where they carry from? From Kano. Brought them from Kano to Abuja. Where's their parents? Their parents now go they cry. Nobody. See them. All these are kids. 10 years old. How old are you? And the best condition. 14 years. All of them are less than 17 years old. It's crazy. It's crazy and it's not fair. Come on. Now this boy, 10 years old boy, right?
Those are the ones they told you that they are not children. No? 93 days because of a flag. Then I saw some Ronukus who were like, now their parents are supposed to have trained them. If you cannot train any child, why do you burn them? And all of that. I was like, you are sitting on a keg of gunpowder when it's going to explode. None of you will be spared. Not even Tifnumbu. But more than they pile them together like that. They pile them. I remember that people face the worst under Bukwari. Every now and then they were hoping that something will happen. Something will happen. And all of that, but nothing happened. There are those who are also waiting now on that to say, maybe something will happen. Maybe something will happen. No, you don't understand. The institutions that were supposed to actually protect you from these monsters, they themselves have become more compromised. Every one of them is working against you. Not the judiciary, not the police, not the military, none. What about the civil society group? Where are those? Where is Confessor Shoyinka? Where are others who are always very loud-mouthed, who have something to say? They all had something to say during the time of Goodluck Ebere Jolantan, right? They are all quiet now. Because they are all using what is called, they are all exercising what is called table manner. You don't talk when you are eating, do you? No, you are not supposed to talk. The man that called obedient fascist. You know, fascists are those who always want you to do their own bit. If you disagree with them, you die. You disagree with them, they destroy you, destroy your business, destroy everything around you. Is that not what APC, Egbekegbe, represents now? Or ever, by the way? Eh? But like Bukwari once said, this is just a beginning. Those children are back in detention now. They are back in prison until, hopefully, their bail condition is met, sorted, and then they can go. And then they have to be back again in January when their trial will continue. The trial for treason, treasonable felony. If that one itself is a capital offense, so if you are found guilty, they go say, then go kill you. That is what it is in Nigeria right now. You protest, they can say you are being sponsored by Russia, you are being sponsored by China, you are being sponsored by some people who want to overthrow Nigeria. That is what all their judges, that's the memo. They don't have to prove anything. They do not have to present any proof or anything. No, nothing. All they have to do is just that there is a judge that's going to send you to prison. So that anybody who, everyone elsewhere trying to talk about, let us stand up. We need to stand up. We need to fight for our rights. We need to, they will pick you up. You will be sent to prison. And they will tell you, if you are not comfortable with the way we are running Nigeria, go and contest election. Or vote us out next election. DG, vote them out.
Wike is building mansions for judges. This is a man who has been severally accused of trying to put judges in his front pocket. Same Wike has his cousin in INEC as an INEC commissioner. It was that guy that just conducted a do election. That is the country where you believe that elections will be free and fair. No politically exposed person should be a judge. No politically exposed person should be in INEC. 85% of people in INEC today, they are politicians. I took Professor Rufus to court. She's an APC card-carrying member in Bayelsa, and she was appointed an INEC National Commissioner. Look at Wike's cousin. He's a National Commissioner in INEC. Wike's wife is a judge of the Court of Appeal. Politically exposed persons should not go anywhere near our judiciary. So, a situation where before the electoral process starts, the process is already rigged. You cannot expect anything credible out of the process.
God bless you. You can't lie you can't keep lying to yourselves that you have a chance or you stand any chance in dislodging these criminals. You don't. No, you don't. The entire system needs to collapse, right? And a conversation around setting up a new one should begin, or else you are done for. There's no miracle. There's no two way around it. What are you going to do? They are not going anywhere. No, they're not. God bless you, Jared. This commenter that said that when they want to use China and Russia to jail you, they will say they are the ones sponsoring you to overthrow Tinubu. But the same Russia and China, they are begging Russia. They will go to Russia to go and get grains. They go to China to go and borrow money. Yeah, they are not Russian agents. Russia money and Russia grains and Russia weapons and Russia this and that is not alien to them. Abi? It's not bad if they are getting it. But you holding a Russian flag means that Russia is sponsoring you to overthrow them, so you will go to jail. You go do jail. Oh. The situation is that bad, right? Now, they are failing in all fronts, as you know, economically. Wale Edun was begging people yesterday. And guess what that was all about? Nigeria is cash crunched, indebted, right? In serious debt, economic crunch, unemployment high, poverty higher, insecurity highest. And according to them, some of you are keeping your dollars in the house, so they are going to give you 9 months amnesty to bring out your dollars. I don't know who they are talking to. As part of the economic policy of Tinubu, after floating your naira, and then they go borrowing, they go borrowing, and the rest of you are currently going sorrowing. So Wale Edun boldly told the world yesterday that Tinubu's illegitimate regime has shared 25,000 naira each to 25 million people. But there's no way they will share this money where you know go see them. There is no proof. There is no trace. But because he said it, it must be true. And when we multiplied 25,000 naira by 25 million people, guess how much that is? 625 billion naira. That's how much they said they've shared to the poorest Nigerians in the last 6 months. Remember that chart I shared with us a few days ago, where they claimed that they have shared 38 billion naira. Wale Edun has increased it now to 625. He just pronounced the number. 25 million Nigerians have been given 25,000 naira each. No, that's not true. But because Wale Edun said it, it must be. They are robbing you blind. They are stealing, like money is going out of fashion. Money is going out of circulation. I have never seen this kind of kleptomaniacs before in my life. I have not. I know criminals in Nigeria are looters, but the level at which these ones are looting, and in the face of the abject poverty, widespread hunger, economic ruins, I have never seen anything like this before. So they're asking you, if you have dollars at home, go and put it in the bank. Go and pay it to the bank. Nigeria needs dollar. It is Tinubu's economic policy, one of the ones that they said is working on, that whatever you are going through right now is just baby step of pain. Remember? Wale Edun.
And there is going to be released today details by the federal government through the Ministry of Finance and of course in conjunction with the central bank, a initiative, a program starting today, 31st of October, and lasting 9 months that will allow people to bring in cash that is outside the banking system. So therefore, it is unsafe, it is unsecure, and it is outside of legal limits. They will be allowed without any, they will be allowed forbearance to bring those funds, dollars, to bring dollars cash. Let me emphasize once again, it is to bring dollars that they are holding outside the system, to be able to bring them in and credit it to their bank accounts. And as long as it is not proceeds of crime, illicit money, there will be no taxes, there will be no penalty, there will be no taxes, there will be no questions. They just meet the normal know your customer criteria of banks, and they are free, and they have an opportunity to bring in those funds, make them safe, make them secure, and make them available through normal economic activity. And of course, we know, and I reported, that in terms of the direct benefit and direct help to the general public, of course, there was wage award at first, now there's the new minimum wage. There is direct transfers to the people on the social register that has been put together by all levels of government and is being verified. And so people are paid after they have been uniquely identified biometrically, and they are paid digitally through a bank account or mobile wallet. And those payments have been rolled out. We have reached 5 million households, 25 million Nigerians, and first and second payments are being made. And that process of having a robust social register where you can reach people directly and help them with payments that allow them to now choose what their priority is and go and then deal with that priority is something that will be ongoing. A society always needs to help its poorest and its most vulnerable, no matter, because relatively you're always going to have people who need help. The consumer credit scheme to allow workers to be able to pay for things over time, to be able to afford various goods, including CNG kits, to convert their cars to a cheaper form of fuel. In the last 11 days, or in the last 5 days, I should say, 11,000 beneficiaries have received 3.5 billion naira. So that's an ongoing rollout of consumer credit to help people to make things more affordable to the worker. Of course, the student loan scheme has reached over 500,000 students, and it has disbursed over 90 billion naira. And that is to the students for their fees, to the institutions for the students' fees directly, and then to the students for their upkeep. So, and it's interest-free loan. So that, of course, is providing access to higher education to so many who otherwise would not afford it. And as I mentioned earlier, the CNG initiative to provide a cheaper source of fuel for fueling mass transit and even personal vehicles is ongoing. In addition to that, we all know that food is critical, and we all know about the increased cost of food at this particular time. And it's a question of affordability and availability, and it's all about supply. So there are two ways that is being confronted. First of all, we do have a short-term program for millers to bring in raw materials, brown rice in this instance, to be able to mill and sell. And we are watching, because it's going to be duty-free and levy-free, the price will be lower, and we will monitor very carefully. it is millers who decide to enter the program that will be allowed to, and there will be criteria limiting. Of course, there will be a limit. The supply gap in rice, we believe, is about 2.5 million metric tons. So maybe half of that will be allowed to be filled by millers bringing in brown rice, raw material, and producing, so that there can be affordability and availability in the marketplace.
Ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmọ̀ ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí. Ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmọ̀ ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí. Ẹni òfò.
Lie to lie. Some of it lie. Walai ta lie. Wale edun. Na lie you lie. Haba. 25 million people collected 25,000 naira each. Last week, the guy who claimed to be the one in charge of a student loan said that they've disbursed at least 10 billion naira to more than 40,000 students. I bet you back, Benny. Now don't forget, that's what the guy said last week. So between last week and now, they have now disbursed 90 billion to 500,000 students, 500,000 students. De beru Ọlọ́run, takula, de beru Ọlọ́run, fear God, takula. Wale idun. 625 billion naira shared to 25 million Nigerians. Do you know that if they give their money to small and medium enterprises in Nigeria, let's say they start giving them 10 million, they will be able to give their money to over 62,000 of them. Yeah, if they start giving them 10 million, 62,000 will be helped, supported. Guess what? Those people can create more than 321,000 jobs, immediate jobs in Nigeria. And somebody said, if they hired, for example, that if they hired 3,000 special police, and they invest that money by buying 150 armored personnel carriers, and decide to pay these 3,000 special police, pay them like 500,000 a month for the next 1 year, and they send them straight after the terrorists that have chased people out of their farms, that Nigeria can actually grow food that can last Nigeria for the next 5 straight years and cut down food inflation in Nigeria. That's the 600. Instead of this, they are giving money to this, we are giving money to that. If they indeed shared, which is not true, they lifted themselves out of poverty and they dipped more of you in poverty, and they sat there just throwing figures, just throwing figures to sound good, to sound like they are doing something. But when you begin to put that figure into perspective, you realize that this money could actually do a lot if the money is not being stolen or shared by themselves. Because right now, you go and sit down and watch the video again and say, are you sure what I said covers the how much? Because we have looted over 1 trillion naira. Do you think what I said covered everything? I say, Oga, you have done well. You are a very smart man, sir. Honestly speaking, the way you are rolling, the way you are throwing the numbers, you are a genius. So, yeah, but what happened is that with this calculation, you have already covered 90% of the money we've looted. But we need to find means to put the rest now, okay? And say, okay, the remaining 200 billion call, we use that one to rescue people from Tiger in Sambisa. Do you think they will buy that? They will buy it, okay? Just tell them that we use the remain. So how much money did we loot? Congo? Everything is 1.6 trillion, sir. So with the figure I said earlier, how much is that one? Is 1.2 trillion, sir. Okay, 400 billion, Abi. Can we say that we use that money, that one, to rescue the bag of rice from some animals that we can't name them for the sake of national security? That's a very good idea, sir. Yeah. Okay. We'll do another press conference next week, and we'll tell them that we spend this one and that to rescue the bag of rice from these animals that we cannot name. Because that's what I see there. Just keep throwing figures, keep saying things. Everybody will be like, they don't try you. They don't try you. Like this one that was a minister under Bokuwari, but now he's a special advisor to Tinubu on communication. He said it is not demotion, it is call to service. Now he's doing exactly that. Tinubu is hiring people to lie to you by telling you that Tinubu know they sleep, they work overnight.
The problem? Would they have changed the lives of millions of Nigerians? I think what's important is you ask, do you have a leader who is abreast of development, who is applying himself to the challenges, who is unafraid and bold enough to take these decisions, and who is ready, he said it, is ready to follow through on the decisions he has taken.
There are some of those who are close to him who said, he said, if his money is not looking for one, if his popularity is not looking for one, if his political office is old enough to have seen a lot of it, but that what he wanted is to be the Lee Kuan Yew of Nigeria. But what is happening in Nigeria? Does Bola Tinubu looking like he's going to
How many years?
Lee Kuan Yew
How many years
Nigeria?
did it take Lee Kuan Yew to turn that country around?
So you're asking for
how
more
many
years for Bola Tinubu to turn things around?
How many years, Sean?
But is he turning
it took
things
him
around right now?
Nearly over a decade to do it. Now you're looking at just 2 years, less than 2 years, 18 months down the road. The framers of our constitution, you must give them some credit. The framers of our constitution, our presidential system, gave a first 4-year term and to the extent of a second and final 8-year tenure. There is some wisdom in that, because when it comes to governance, you can really achieve your plans. The first 2-3 years are the years of planting your policies and your reforms. It took Lee Kuan Yew 10 to 12 years to turn that country around.
You're saying Bola needs 10 to 12
No,
years?
I'm saying, look, let's give him the benefit.
So
It's just 18 months.
Should we be hopeful for the third year?
Absolutely.
And we see the gestation we see the actualization of some of these policies.
I want to just encourage Nigerians to keep faith with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is a man who is adept at governance, a man who, like Awolowo said, burns the midnight oil when other men of easy virtue are carousing around. This is the man I worked with for 7 years, and we slept at 5, 4, 6 in the morning.
Does he still have the energy?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Up till now, he still sleep at that time of the night.
Yes.
You need to take it easy, though.
Well, there's a job to be done.
But let me send you to him on behalf of many Nigerians.
There's a job to be done.
Let me tell you something so you tell the president. He's your principal. You talk to him every time. Nigerians are suffering.
You know the problem? Would they have changed the lives of millions of Nigerians? I think what's important is
ebi ń pa wá ìyà ń jẹ wá kò sí ìfọkànbalẹ̀ ìjọba ẹ̀mí ló dàrú ẹbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run ìjọba ẹ̀mí ló kọ̀ọ̀rù ẹbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run ẹbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run ìjọba ẹ̀mí ló kẹ̀yìn ẹbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run ìjọba ẹ̀mí ló kẹ̀yìn ẹbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run ebi ń pa wá ìyà ń jẹ wá kò sí ìfọkànbalẹ̀ ìjọba ẹ̀mí ló dàrú.
This is his job. They hired him, Sunday Dari. They hired him to come and be a communication, special advisor to Tinubu on communication. And his job is to come and lie to you. To come and tell you that even if everything is going south, just know that Tinubu is burning the night candle. He is not sleeping. Right? You know, they say that Otun Oyeni in Ibadan is from Oyo State, so it's from Ibadan. They say that Osioba Oyeni, even Oyetitan Oyeni, that means no chieftaincy left again. No, that to serve na chieftaincy title. They say this one are the right hand man to the king, na title, chieftaincy title for Ibadan. If they say this one is the left hand man to the king, is a chieftaincy title in Ibadan. Oyetitan, there is no chieftaincy again. There is no title again in Ibadan. It's also a chieftaincy title. Sunday Dari, who has become more useless after serving as a sports minister under Bukwari, has now been awarded the special advisor to call you on communication. And that's what he's doing. To come and I told you, they were hiring more and more because according to them, people working with Tinubu, they are not telling you what Tinubu is doing enough. These people are supposed to be telling you, Papa, you are supposed to see Nigeria and Argentina. You are almost in the same place. So last year, and then they elected their own government. This one robbed you and rigged himself in as your president. Argentina has made so much improvement, while Nigeria have sank further. Your currency trashed, your economy tanked, while your criminal politicians are living large. They are living large. But they are telling you to wait. Don't worry. They're doing everything. Lee Kuan Yew of Nigeria. God damn it, man. Okay. Here, was it last night that we had this image, which was uploaded by Isaac Fayose? Yeah, Ayo Faolese of Ekiti's brother. So he told us then that he was on his way to London. And Idris Bobrisky was on the same flight with him. And I actually thought that they were already in London. But no, they were not. They were still at Muritala Muhammad or so. When, was it even Muritala? I think it was in Abuja. Right? So, Bobrisky was leaving for London on a KLM flight to London. But the KLM flight was going to stop in Amsterdam. And then after that, connecting flight to London. But he didn't make it that far. So before the plane left Nigeria, EFCC, they took over the plane, so to say, looking for somebody. And that was Bobrisky. So it was a big fight until when they got him and they dragged him out of the plane. That, you know, you are not going anywhere, sir. You will need to give us the name of that EFCC official that you gave money to reduce your charges from money laundering to just abuse of Naira. So this happened last night. So Bobrisky couldn't leave Nigeria. So now I think we have an idea of the people looking for him. The House of Representative members are looking for him. The EFCC is looking for him. I don't know who else is looking for him. I do not. Wahala. So that was Bobrisky being dragged out of the plane. It's called the plane. She, say if you go into the plane, inside the plane to, I don't know what's the word for boarding. So when you board, and then they decided to say, no, you're not going anywhere. It is called the plane. That means they take you out of the plane. So Isaac reacted when they got to London. I was like, man, this is...
Wow, I got to London this morning. I feel very sad hearing the news that Bobrisky was arrested. That wasn't right. That's abuse of his fundamental human rights. And I'm going to personally write a letter to International Court of Justice in The Hague. This is not right. This is wrong. EFCC cleared this guy and they withdrew the charges. We were shouting then, why did you withdraw these charges? They said Bobrisky hasn't done anything wrong considering money laundering. It is only naira abuse. And he has served his term. Why was he detained for a week by police? Why was he arrested last night again? This is wrong. This is very, very wrong. If you are laughing or clapping for them, this can happen to you too. Nigeria can happen to you. The guy has not done anything. He has not done anything. And if they are now saying he has done something, that means they need to investigate the EFCC officials that cleared him of money laundering then. This is wrong.
Thank you, Isaac. So Isaac believed that there is something wrong somewhere. And I kind of agree too. I do. Nigeria is unreal. And Nigeria is unreal to start with. In the midst of that scandal, after the audio of Bobrisky made it to the internet, the EFCC, the Prison Correctional Service in Nigeria, they both came out to deny any wrongdoing. In fact, the EFCC said there was never a time that they put any freeze on Bobrisky's account. So, okay, I think it makes sense now. I take that back. He lied against them. They didn't clear him. They just cleared themselves of any wrongdoing, not Bobrisky. Okay, it makes sense now. Okay? Bobrisky said he bribed EFCC officials with money in order to reduce and remove, to remove his name from money laundering charges. Because according to him, EFCC said there were some money going into his account and out of his account. And they charged it, they were like investigating him for money laundering. So, in order to sort of clear him, he had to bribe the EFCC officials, who then removed his investigation, all right? Even though in that same statement, Bobrisky said he also had his account, they had his account frozen, which made it impossible for him to withdraw money and bribe the prison officials. So it's complicated. That's why I said that if they want to arrest anybody, if they want to charge anybody, including the Falanos, Bobrisky will be the one to be arrested and charged if he's lying with their names. Not Very Dark Man. If he's saying the truth, then the officials involved who collected the bribe, according to him, must also be exposed. not very dark man, the whistleblower. So what I can get or understand about this now is that the EFCC wants Bobrisky to tell them which official, because they do not have the record of him being investigated for money laundering. They said he was arrested for defacing Naira. And that's what he got tried for. And that's what he got sent down for. So if he claimed that no, he was being investigated for money laundering, that they froze his bank account, then they unfreeze his bank account after paying bribe, he will need to mention and give them the name of the official that did that. And they are not letting go until he gives them name or names. Similarly, the Nigerian Correctional Service, the prison, they have come out to say, no, yeah, we gave him VIP treatments in prison. We did not give Bobrisky any special privilege to go and live outside prison as he claimed. So he also lied against them. So the prison is also looking for him. So the best thing right now is just going to be for Bobrisky. So why is he trying to now run away from Nigeria? I think it is making sense now. I mean, I'm just putting the pieces together now. We are doing it together now. Okay? This is making sense. Why did he attempt to smuggle himself out of Nigeria through semi-border by hiding inside the car trunk, the boot of a car, until he got discovered and the immigration arrested him and returned him back to Nigeria? And he was in police custody for 1 week. Then they freed him just a few days ago, only for him to now be on a flight out of Nigeria. So, why is he trying to leave Nigeria? I think it is answered now. We have our answer. It's because these agencies are actually really looking for him. But if they are looking for him, when the immigration arrested him, or did they tell him not to leave Nigeria? Maybe they did. But I don't know. I have a lot of questions that probably won't have all the answers. But we can have an idea of what is going on now. So Bobrisky is now in the custody of the EFCC in Abuja, where he is being interrogated according to them. And he shared an image where he said they bruised his arm. See what they did to his arm. Nigerians, help me. EFCC just arrested me. I'm badly injured. So he uploaded this image. And they said it was because he was struggling with them. That's some bleached skin there. Nah, I won't post that. If that was me. Right? Oh, man. It is a jungle. When people say Nigeria is a zoo, Nigeria is not a zoo. Nigeria is like a zoo is organized. Have you been to the zoo before? Oh, you will love it. The zoo is so organized. Nigeria is not a zoo. It is a jungle where the most violent animals, the hyenas, the jackals, they are feasting on the weakest animals, you would say. We're talking about the bail conditions of 10 million naira for the poorest, hungry, young Nigerians that they kidnapped from Kano, Kaduna, Sokoto, and a few other places and took them to Abuja, locked them up for 93 days. This Professor Pella was given, Professor, yeah, you remember him. This one was given 500,000 naira bail. A total jungle. That is not a zoo. Okay? It's not a zoo. It is a jungle. Now, I also picked something up. They said the battle for what happened to them in Lagos in the last election, they have not really come off it yet. So right now, they said that the Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly, who initiated the idea of all of the Igbo named streets in Lagos, starting with Jeromi Felodundo, sure you get now, that all the streets named who are like not Yoruba named streets, they are changing all of them, starting with Jeromi. So I hope you kind of understand what this means, right? To those of you who have, I'm putting this up right now, especially to those of you who live outside Nigeria now, okay? So that you will not be calling streets that don't exist anymore when you go to Nigeria. So Imo Eze Street is now going to be called Ayiwola Oluwa. Oyikere Street is now going to be called Yeye Retiola. George Street is going to be called Daddy Shoki. Uzo Street is going to be called Kalejaye Adeboye. Agbe Street is going to be called Bayewu Kamal. Emo District is going to be called Ayola Fatai. Osho Drive is going to be called Musibao Oluwa. Deliverance Streets is going to be, you see, if you have lived in any of these streets before you left Nigeria, just know the new name of your streets now, okay? Because from now on, according to this guy, according to these guys, they are now going full Yoruba, so to say. Achakpo Street will be called Rabi Oluwa. Iwu Lane will be called Chief Tajuddin Ogunoiki. Hospital Road will be called Chief Dele Fayemi. Ebubedike Street will be called Adeyemi Samuel. Ezie Street is going to be called Morilat Arogudade. Eze Street is going to be called Erelu Mojisola. Ben Onyeka Street will be called Mukaila Kolawole. Nise Street will be called Tawa Ajoke. Jones Waribi is going to be called Ogukoya Shino. Anosike Street will be called Jegede Marcos. Ogbowankwo Lane will be called Alaji Garba Street. Mba Street will now be called Sanwo-Olu Road. Queen Street will now be called Erelu Iwa Street. Obo Street will be called Kola Balogun. Kirikiri Road will now be called Oba Oluiwa Road. Akperi Street will be called Moruf Oyekunle. All other documents remain invalid. Then they happen. Trust me. So for Tinubu and his gang, they are doing everything to see if they can drive and continue to, dictate the narrative of what you should be listening to. Not people like Maiyegun. They don't want you to listen to people like Maiyegun. Because people like Maiyegun will radicalize you. And when you become a radical, you are going to question everything that you are told. And in Tinubu's world, you can't question whatever you are told. It is called insubordination, or simply put, blaspheming. And that can hand you a treasonable charges, which is punishable by death. That is why you had that Sunday Dari, who is now a boy to the information minister of Nigeria. I think they had a presser yesterday, which I kind of, I got part of it. Let me see. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Let me say that this is not a press conference. It's not the traditional press briefing that we have. We are seeing around here government information managers, those in the villa those in the Ministry of Information. So from time to time, we come together to look at our state of affairs and offer strategies dealing with them and informing Nigerians about what is happening. What I want to say is that the government's communication team is very much alive, as you can see. I have on my right the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy. On my left, the Special Advisor to the President on Public Communication and Orientation, Mr. Devalues. Senior Special Assistants, so many of them, Directors General, heads of agencies under the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation. We normally come together from time to time, like I said earlier, to assess state of affairs of our nation and find out strategies of dealing with them. This meeting is one of such, to have some form of uniformity, some form of a convergence in the way we deal with government communication. Thank you very much.
See? And this is especially for you. Do you see the number of communication this, Look around you again, in case if you didn't pay attention. All these guys on his left and his right hand, they were all hired spokesperson for Tinubu. Yeah. Including Onofunuga. That was Onofunuga that was jailer. On that right-hand side. Sunday-Dari is on the left-right-hand side. See all of them there. They were hired to lie to you. That Tinubu is doing everything for you. Tinubu is working hard. You, when they say you never chop. You are on social media doing Voltron for Tinubu in empty stomach. I'm sorry, with empty stomach. They call you data boys. Data boys. They are giving you how much? 10,000, no, maybe 50,000 naira to go on social media and begin to tell people that they should give Tinubu time. Look at this one. So they hired them. These are the people hired. And they are being paid tens of millions of naira just to lie to you. Take a look again.
Thank you very much. Let me say that this is not a press conference. It's not the traditional press briefing that we have. We are seeing around here government information managers, those in the villa, those in the Ministry of Information. So from time to time, we come together to look at our state of affairs.
Do you see that? But you have taken it upon yourself on social media every day to spew lies in defense of Tinubu with empty stomach. You don't think we want to shake with one? These ones are being paid to lie to you. And you that is going to be the victims of their failure. You are telling other people that they are enemies of Nigeria. May Tinubu succeed. May Tinubu this and that. Hey! Because there are some courses that they call them like generational courses. Others are like the one where you say you buy by yourself. You kind of have to attract it yourself. When you spend your time on social media looking for those who are victims of Tinubu, APC, and they are using the little strength they have to speak out, you are there trying to shut them up. Shut up your mouth. Let us give him time. Let us pray for the I just thought you should know. Then he kind of also said something about the restoration of the electricity back to them in northern Nigeria with some extra jara. Let us thank President Tinubu.
On the issue of the disruption in the power supply in the northern part of the country, for example, the president, as you are all aware, has dispatched the Honorable Minister of Power to the northern part of the country, Kaduna and Kano, to ensure the restoration of power to that affected part of the country. I'm happy to say, as you also know, that The team working on that has achieved appreciable success. Over 70% of that has been achieved now, and we do hope, and as the President has charged, that by Sunday of this week, we will have power fully restored to all parts affected. But we call on all Nigerians to be more vigilant. Vandals do not bear any political badge. Vandals are vandals anywhere. Nobody has imported any vandal because we want the region to be affected. If there are vandals, we have to come together to fight these vandals, to be vigilant. And like the President has also told the security agencies to be extra vigilant, and they are going to work around the clock. It is not an acceptable situation. The President will not accept any criminal disrupting the transmission lines, power transmission lines in this country. On the issue of
nuisance, Lele.
But he did anyway. They disrupted it. This, Mr. President, would never accept any kind of disruption of transmission line in Nigeria. Really, but they did anyway. I was waiting that I said it earlier that maybe by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, they will say Tinubu in his magnanimity has ordered the unconditional release of these minors, because he's not aware. He's not aware that these children have been in detention, in prison for 93 days. Now that he's aware, he's a father. That guy is going to do a media on it tomorrow. Well, no, I just got the news here that they said the children must be released unconditionally tomorrow. All that bail condition, all this bail, this and that. The President has said they should let them go. That was a misunderstanding. Because people reacted to it. What? What the hell? What is this? How could this happen? And the entire world have seen it. So now Tinubu is a very good man who has now ordered the children to be freed unconditionally. So everybody would have to go and say, thank you. Hey, call you, thank you. Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. Thank you. But the message is already passed. I told you. The message is to tell all of you that you are not in democracy. If you think you have any right as a Nigerian, no, you don't. And you'll be lucky if we don't kill you before the world knows what we are doing to you. Which is good. Let the children go. Okay? And we'll give that a follow-up. I just read the news there that all of them will be released unconditionally. So the charges against them will be dropped. And then they can return them back to Kano, Sokoto, Kaduna, or Zaria, or wherever they pick all of them from. Yesterday, we were asking about Lagbaja. Do you know they still haven't told us what happened to Lagbaja? General Lagbaja, General Lagbaja. They still haven't told us what happened to him. However, this new guy has taken office. He is not even like the most senior guy to become the chief of army staff. And in the history of Nigerian army, they have never had anything called acting chief of army staff before. Ever. Those who are a senior, they are not Yorubas. And Tinubu will not let anybody who is not Yoruba to replace Lagbaja. You know why? Bukwari did it. Tinubu is doing it too. 80% of those Tinubu has appointed are Yorubas. And there's a reason for it. Because according to them, it is turn by turn. Nigeria Limited. As they claimed, Yoruba Lokon, even though the Yoruba Lokon is not like you as Yoruba, it is them as their caucus. So he resumed, and everybody just have to live with it. There is already imbalance in the military. You know what's going to happen next? Tinubu is going to retire all other senior colleague of this guy so that he can be the chief of army staff proper. And whatever happens to Lagbaja, I don't think he's coming back anymore. I'm not saying he's dead though, but we are not sure if he's alive.
I wish to thank God for the privilege we have today. I also want to thank Mr. President for finding me what to take this responsibility as the acting chief of army staff in this particular peculiar and sober situation we find ourselves as a nation and an army. As highlighted by the presidency in the announcement, my appointment as acting chief of army staff is simply to also why the way so they will take sufficient time to get this medical attention and quit. And that's I intend to do with all of my heart. And I wish to thank God for the privilege we have today. I also want to thank Mr. President for finding me worthy to take this responsibility.
Finding me worthy for this assignment. Anyway, Mukuna shall do well. So we have come to the end of this chart, right? But like I told you yesterday, this platform now takes an advert, which is called a sponsorship. So before we start taking calls, I want you to know that that segment is now being sponsored by a business member of this platform as well, verified, checked, and all that. So it is, let me put that on the screen. So the next face of this chart is sponsored by Ya Rasulallah Digital. So it's about digital marketing and all that. To those of you who probably are into or looking into starting something extra, apart from your current, what's it called? Your current day 9 to 5 job or your current business as it is, and you're looking to try something new again. So when I come back, I will tell you more about this. So if you are looking to probably start something extra on the side, not leaving your job and maybe not leaving your job right away, okay? And this is not a money-making machine, so to say, or do you call it a MMM? No, it's not a get-rich-quick sort of a business, so to say. It is about you if you are interested in setting up your own personal business, like online business, where you will be trained, right? You will be trained, and then you will also kind of be linked up to those who can be your potential customers and all that, okay? But let me take a break. When I come back, I'll tell you more, and I'll lead you to where you should probably read more too. So to those, to everyone else, before you go, if you have to, make sure you like the broadcast, right? Subscribe to my channel. And when I come back, we will take calls, but not after, that will be after I have told you about this opportunity. Don't go anywhere. That's me back. And thank you so much for still staying back. I do have a caller on the line, but before I bring on my caller, right? So let me quickly put this forward. So, you know, these days where people work so much that we barely, I'm talking to those of us who really, really work a lot, that we barely have time for family engagements and stuff like that, because we're always there working. And if we have any time for ourselves, it's probably just to rest and then work again. We have people who have to do like 2-3 shifts, 2-3 jobs just to pay bills and even get by. And these days, right, it always seems like it's never going to be enough. I have my own fair share as well. But there is an opportunity here that you can possibly tap into. Yeah, it is going to cost you money to be part of this. But the good thing is that, maybe not so good, but the good thing is that if you register and then subscribe to this, and you feel like, no, I don't think this is for me. I don't think I can do this. Then you can always have your money back. So if you do have $149 to try to want to learn something new, a business opportunity where you would have a chance of not only just owning your own business in this regard, is digital, so to say, you would have an opportunity of, reaching out to a far number of your supposed there would be customers, so to say. So you have a chance of reaching out to them, and you can have more time for yourself. You can be your own boss. That's the primary thing. And like I said, this is not an MMM of, bring money and come and make. No, you would have to invest your time, your money. And at the end of it all, right, it is more rewarding than possibly what some of us are doing now. So again, it is an opportunity to be actually like trained, an opportunity to work with, people who are actually the best in their own field of digital marketing. You get to have your own personal website where your own personal wares, whatever you choose, right, can be well displayed, so to say. It will cost you $149 to learn all of this. But if you feel like after a week or two, and you feel like, no, I don't think this is for me, you can always cancel it and have get your money back. Now, if you put your phone on your screen, let's hope this works, okay? I do really hope it does, because it worked for me. If you put your phone camera on this screen like this, it will take you straight to RasullahDigitalGlobal.com. Try it. Now you can read everything you need to. I have done the background check of all of this. And like I said, this is not a money-making machine like MMM, like, oh, bring this money and you make that money. So if you're looking to invest in something that is totally yours, that you can be in control of, this may be an opportunity that you have been looking for. I have people who have been looking for ways of making extra income in their, daily jobs and all that. Something that if you possibly pick it up, you may likely not have to work for anybody again. But to get signed up, it will cost you $149. And like I said as well, if you feel like, no, this is not for me, you can have your every penny back. Cancel it. And don't worry about hearing this from Maiyegun. But if it works for you, just remember this temple that you heard it from here first. Again, if you put your phone on your screen like this, you will be able to, get straight onto the business entity that is running this. And every question you have will be answered right there. Thank you so much, everyone. Now let's get on the sponsor of this segment now. You know, I'm not so good at that, but I'll get better, I promise. So one thing is that on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, people are just like, we don't want adverts. No, we do. We now do. So everybody who thinks they have one or two things, they can also share it and give an opportunity to my viewers. You can bring them on to MaiyegunsDiary Politico now. And I promise I'll get better gradually. So this segment of a phone call for the next half an hour is sponsored by Rasulullah Consort, so to say. Here is my first caller this evening. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Well, I will be. I'm all right. Thank you so much for asking. Please.
And how is the family? How are the children and their wife?
Baba, we can't complain, no. And how are yours too?
We thank God. We are doing great.
Fantastic. So, Baba, sorry for keeping you waiting, by the way. So, yeah, please.
No, it's nothing. It's you know, the Nigerian wahala. You can never finish it. You know, so
I tell you, Baba,
it's like a Netflix on a daily basis. There is always something to watch.
Always,
you know.
And sometimes it's so depressing too that they will want to sort of stay away. And I'm like, but you know, you're like a mess. You see.
Nigeria.
You know?
I've always said it, and it's like having a 1,000 or 2,000 students in a hall, and you are just putting one teacher there to teach all of them. How do you think that can be possible? How will it work out for those students to be able to comprehend and understand what the man is saying? You know, so
it's just a futile effort.
So Nigeria is a country that need to be balkanized, so that you can have at least even 17 countries can come out of that country. You know, but yeah,
people don't understand that the level of independence that each country that will come out of the place can actually give lives to a lot of people, the residents, the people there. Here you get.
And it will also be easy to govern.
It will be easier to, exactly.
It's too easy to be governed, but they don't understand all this. You know, they are just wasting their time because Nigeria is not going anywhere, as far as I'm concerned. Nothing will make Nigeria work. Any person thinking Nigeria will work.
Oh, you are too blunt. Don't say that. Let us pray.
No.
Will you stop deceiving yourselves? Let's kind of be honest with ourselves at this point, okay? It may not be palatable. Here you get. It may not be what you want to hear. But have you actually reviewed it? Look into it and see if it is not worth it. That's my own point too.
On a daily basis, they are going deeper and deeper. And like you have been saying, it's a matter of time. You know, it will explode. So, and that is the truth. It's the truth.
Children who are supposed to be in school, you lock them up in prison with hardened criminals for 93 days.
You can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. So that's the exact word. Well, a few observations.
Yes, sir.
You know, from time to time, I have noticed, even this evening, I think you mentioned it in your broadcast, they push the Igbos to come and make some certain, put something out there.
When they are doing their mess, there's always a way they will push the Igbos to come and be the frontal of it at some point.
Yes. And the stupid ones, they don't understand. They don't understand it, you know, and they don't know they are setting them up. There are a lot of instances. It's not only in this one, you know. If you remember, NSAS, I think it was an Igbo person that they pushed forward to come and stand.
Yes,
you know, to talk. You know, and they don't understand that. Many occasions it has happened, you know.
So that means I'm not
they
alone
just
then, because I have
no. They
I've had that many times. They always have that space for the whether an Igbo judge or Igbo police officer or Igbo DSS officer or anything like that, or even Igbo politician to come and help them do some human job when they are doing all their nonsense.
In the military, it happens a lot. They just push one Igbo man to come and make the broadcast for them and all those kind of stuff. So they clear up the mess that they have done. Now, the second thing I have observed is that the Nigerian Senate or the House of Rep, they are not. They are quick to pass bills so quickly, but they are not thinking, okay, why not we do a bill that no politician after serving 8 years should continue to serve, even 4 years. They are not quick to do that. Say, for instance, you can't after being a governor, you run for the office of a Senate or a House of Rep. You understand? And you should make it mandatory for every politician. You can never stay in office more than, in fact, 8 years at most, because they feel that it is their right contesting twice and winning. When even they are not doing good, they are not doing a good job. Just like what happened.
They won't set themselves up. It's like somebody asking Tinubu to do electoral reform.
So
because anything that will make him not be in control of that region, he won't do it.
So it's look at all this, like even the lawyers taking up this case for these young chaps that protested, assuming their children are among those people. That lawyer coming to talk that rubbish, will he be saying what he's saying?
Of course not.
Because they don't have any of their children among those arrested and charged for treason. I can't just imagine that. So it's a pity. It's a pity that those things are happening, but
we are watching.
Nigeria being what it is just and the world is watching. They are seeing all this.
There's always going to be a to all some of this at some point.
And later they will say it is the people in diaspora that is spoiling Nigeria. But they are the people spoiling the country themselves. It's what is happening. The outside world is watching. The global world is watching.
Let me take another one, Mazi. You have a good evening, okay? Thank you very much.
Take care and God bless. Very fine broadcast. Take care and God bless.
Amen. And you too, Baba. Thank you so much. I have another caller. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Oh, hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Oh, very well. Thanks for asking.
Maiyegun, it is finished to this country.
Man.
It is finished.
If you think you have seen it all, wait till tomorrow again. There's always going to be another thing tomorrow again.
Do you know what they keep doing?
Yes.
They keep pushing to test our patients. If they push and even don't react, they push further. Again, it's like a war front when you're fighting war.
There's no button. So this thing.
When you're fighting war, you push to a city. If the opponent does not respond, you push them back. They keep going, till they capture you completely and seize you for life. That is what they are doing. And when I saw these children today, my heart was bleeding. I had to cry. I cried. And while I cried, I was asking myself questions. But you said something this afternoon, immediately. You said you're expecting that by tomorrow they will ask them to be released. With that clause, I give another thinking. I like, just like I told you, I like pondering on things a lot. I gave another aspect of it. Could it be that they are manipulating us? Could it be that these children were not really there? Could it be that they arrested that very dark man to come and have an experience that he saw children there? Because with this government, the more you look, the less you see.
But in this case, right, they were actually there. If you remember our broadcast in September, right?
Okay.
When I brought, I'm just going to remind you in case, you know, there's so much way to take in, right? So there was the time in September that these children were in, what do you call it, in the police cell. Like they are all clumped together like that, right?
Okay.
And what do you call it? They were reported as the arrested, and bad governance of the children and all that. Yeah, they've been there. They have actually been.
This is
this month.
This is heartbroken. This is breaking my heart.
It is sad.
It is very sad. And do you know one thing I want to tell you?
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody will tell me anything. Remi Tinubu cannot keep quiet. She's the one ruling this country.
Because what I think they are doing is a psychological war. Do you get that?
They are doing psychological war.
If you can do this to children, who are you that we can't do with
you?
you?
They are manipulating our minds. They are messing up with our heads.
You get? Like, if we can deal with children, lock them up this way, and nothing happened, who are you? We will lock you up forever.
They can't tell me they don't know anything about it. That is mental. Me watching it is
traumatizing.
It's traumatizing. Now I want to come and in the another something I want to talk about.
Perspective. Go on, ma'am.
Another thing I want to talk about today is it's time to like pay these judges a visit. If it's placard, go and carry it in the front of their houses because they are so comfortable. Nobody is remembering them. Nobody is even. They are just letting Tinubu tipping. At times, if you want to talk to people, you don't talk to the person that you talk to the people that they are sending to do the errand. The errand. Every time you will carry placard and go to that office. What happened than going to their house? On Ghana, you are the one doing this judgment, dealing with us.
You remember when the obedient were shouting, all eyes on the judiciary, all eyes on the judiciary. Yes. But people said, oh, they were intimidating the judges. They were intimidating. But it actually makes sense. It makes sense now. They are the bedrock of all this madness. They have been legitimating this madness.
Yeah. Because they say they will not carry placard and follow them, sing shame, song of shame upon their heads, and they will know that we know what they are doing.
Name and shame them.
You understand my point? You remember when oh God, they're so relaxed because nobody is remembering that part.
Because everybody believes that once the judges rules, you either just
they're the one that holds the ultimate power. Yeah. They're the one.
Yes.
That's now aside from that one. I want to talk to my Igbo brothers. You people think this government is a joke? It is time to go finally. I want to give you something. You see the Igbo in Lagos. I want to give a short story. Originated from Ajoromi Ifolodu.
Did you see the renaming there that happened there? That's also part of the
ongoing
warfare.
I'm coming. That was where I was born.
Right.
I'm coming. These targets, I saw a name. You know, the first I called you this thing, I told you my father was a politician.
You did.
I told you he was the only Igbo man in Western House of Assembly as of 1963.
Wow.
He was the first councillor at Jeremy Felodu. And the first Igbo chairman at Jeremy Felodu. Ojo. Now, you hear the name Ebubedike.
Yes.
Now, if they can go as far as going to Jeremy, it is done for the Igbos.
Because that is
anybody that is still hoping in one Nigeria, it is finished. During the war, we lost all we have. Because if I was never proud of my father on the aspect of what happened in the Western House of Assembly. But today, I can say I'm proud of him today. Because he was the first House of Congress, the first House of Parliament
MP,
member.
yeah, member of the Parliament.
Parliament that broke the officers' mess. The first fight they ever had in Parliament was my father that broke that mess. And I have always been ashamed of speaking about it. But what was his reason? Because they marginalized the Igbos. There was a great marginalization on the Igbo. He has been a very big voice on the Igbos, and he originated from that Ajoromi Ifeoludu. So, which means there is still a personal vendetta on that Ajoromi Ifeoludu, because that is where the Igbos have numerous streets. Anybody that is a billionaire today, if you watch all of their route, they are all en route to Ajoromi, which is Ajegule that you know about. So most of their roots started from there.
Wow.
The people that came early 40s, early 50s, their roots came from that. Every other place is bush. Many places that you are saying today, they are all bush and water and swamp.
Now, swamp.
You understand me?
Sites,
So Ajoromi,
nobody wanted those places 60, 70 years ago.
You get me? So if they can go as far as this,
there's something bigger coming.
My dear, know that they will still be collecting their houses one by one. So, in Igbo language, they said, if you those that have ears, let them hear. You are doing investment. No, Nigeria has not been matured. They are not matured enough to handle the country being in unity. They will collect everything. My heart, when I heard this, my father fought. My father worked. And the only thing that his name is attached, they are removing it. The whole houses, they collected the whole houses he had during the war.
Like it never existed there.
You understand my point? And today they are removing this. They know what they know why they started from there. Why didn't they start from places like Orile? Why didn't they start from places like Sulere? Why did they start from places like the places that were functional? Why did they start from a Butemeta? They know what they are doing.
Thank you so much.
So that's my take. Thank you so much.
You stay safe, ma'am. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing that with us as well. Wow. Here is another caller on the line because of our time. Hello.
Hello, my good general.
Papa.
My good general, Mr. Z here, man. What's good?
Yes, Mr. Z. How you doing tonight, Baba?
I'm chilling. I'm doing okay, man.
Class.
Although the jungle is not funny, but we're holding up.
Well, we will always hold on, as in like hold your side tight as it should be, Baba.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for calling.
Let me be fast because I know people are waiting. First of all, I just want to talk about how stupid we from the Niger Delta are. They are just taking our oil, owning our oil, creating confusion there, feeding the whole nation, and there's poverty in that land. See, stubborn Wike fighting his own brother. That Wike is the most evil person, fighting his own brother. Somebody you put there, you chance the man. You want to be Tinubu or Politico, but they don't agree. He's just looking for trouble. And we, Niger, they're just letting them take our oil, just be sleeping.
Yes.
But with this country, to be honest, Tinubu is going to be the last president of Nigeria. Let me don't lie to you.
You
He's
know
going to be the last president.
About two brothers fighting and fighting. What happened is that when two brothers fight to death, now a stranger go inherit their land and their properties eventually. Is that not what this is headed to now?
Yes, so that is it, my brother. And all of us that are in Nigeria like this, just still wasting our time saying they want to vote, organize this 2027. You see, Mahmoud is still the chairman of INEC. Quietly.
Yes.
Quietly there. So it's like saying, I play a football match. This referee that officiated this football match gave these people 4 fake penalties. That was glaring, 4 fake penalties. I want to go and play another match. They bring that same referee, and I'm still accepting to play that match. Am I not stupid?
You get? You are even using referee. Now when you play, referee will cheat you. okay, you are going into a game that as you walk into the field, your opposition is already, they have already awarded 10 goals to them. You don't know where they're coming from, but they're like, they are leading you by 10. Like, but we never play. You say, yeah, that's it. We just try to match them. Like, how?
Game never start. They don't
give them 10-0. And you're like, but we nobody say we they play second leg go. Now our first match be this one. But the don't think that they lead you 10-0. You know, like go to court.
And now they free. That a free radio now, Joros team day. Nobody will talk about
say go to court. How you want to
go to court? Oh God! You see these children that these children that I saw today. These children I saw today, my heart wept. When I now heard
the parent to go watch that video and just look around and laugh. No, that's not a laughing matter, man.
I don't know where you get your videos from, but I heard that those other judges, the lawyers, just say those men are those kids are adults. Look at them, Maiyegun. Maiyegun, I don't know if it's right to use some terms in your program, but some of these people need to be unalive. They need to be unalive. I'm telling you, some of these people, how can you say those people are adults? See the bail conditions they're granting them now. Those they say 10 million per child. Maiyegun, is it not what those Boko Haram people are holding children for ransom to? Holding people for ransom. That's the kind of money they ask for.
That's it.
That's the money
ransom money.
Government people. Ransom money. That's what they are requesting for 10 million per child. Look at those children. Look at the clothes they are wearing. Where will those ones get 50,000 naira from?
Malnourished children. We've shown the rest of the world to see the kind of government they have in that place and how they treat their own supposed citizens.
Maiyegun, Nigeria is a sweet country. If we could be one, if we could be organized, if we could be civil. The white man don't like themselves sometimes, but they join themselves together to make their environments good, to make the law function. They might not like neighbor, but together they'll go give you cake. Let's get this thing done together. But the black man has so much evil. He wants to steal money his generations will never use. Abacha's money now, his children don't have access to it. Oh my God, let me let somebody else call.
Mr. Z, thank you. Okay, you have a good you have a good evening. Okay, thank you so much. I have another caller on the line. Here is Emoji. Hello.
Hello, my good evening.
Yes, how are you?
Thank you so much. I never wanted to call in, but when I saw the pictures of those, the video of those children, I cried, but I put myself together again because yesterday one imam was shouting that he was talking rubbish about the country and who is the beneficiary and who are gaining and who are losing.
Did not vote for Muslim tickets, but they are the greatest and biggest beneficiary. People like them don't say anything
every
about
time
the dilemma of these children. They won't.
Every time we keep on saying Igbo. I'm Igbo really, but I don't like hearing Igbo thing anymore because everybody's facing it now. Everybody, everybody's being marginalized now by few people that are criminals, and
to maneuver themselves around it. Nobody is spared, whether Igbo, Yoruba, or what have you.
Nobody else. So let us not be shouting like it's only the Igbos now. Igbos, we have our own. Our own is like a stigma. It's already there, and we know how to navigate it and still survive. Just that when one or two happen, we will remember the past. But we are still moving on. But these guys now, these new people now, the Northerners, the Westerners that have not seen something like this before, they cannot take it. You see the way they are treating them, and everything is our own is like that time there's war, and now there is no war.
You know how to adjust. A lot of people are even like they don't know even how to react now.
Yes, that's where I'm going to. So for their elders to be coming out to be talking rubbish, like you said, by now there's supposed to be a revolution because of only the picture, the sight of those children. And a police officer came out as a lawyer and said that these guys are adults, 14 years old child, and if you see in that courtroom, the way they are rushing for food. and that thing could be biscuit. That means they kept this.
Yeah, it was just snacks. They give them.
It's like plants. So they kept these little children without food for 90 days. Only God knows how many that have died in that prison, and they cannot give account because Nigeria doesn't have database. So what I'm saying, where I'm going now is that we don't this time now we don't need to spare anybody. Like since we can't carry the guns, we can't fight them, we can't do anything. So the only voice we have now is microphone and internet. Can you please put out the picture of that judge? It doesn't matter where he comes from. Put the picture. Let's make the judge that gave those children that kind of judgment. Let's make him viral in the whole world. We are many. We are many in this platform. At least we are over 100,000. Let's make him popular. Anyone that likes, anyone that doesn't like what happened today in the court, bring the judge. Forget about Tinubu now. The judge. Yes, let's make him viral so he cannot come to UK again. He cannot go to America again because let's make him viral. Well, let us put a lot of guys. I'm not in the position of like I'm not with the people that always say international community come and look. International community come and look. International communities they like how we are. They want us to be like this. So it's their own game because they are protecting the interests of their people. So it's there for us to protect the interests of our people. Or if these people are not good for us, let's deal away with them. But my criminal is better. Another person criminal is better for him. Another person criminal is better for him. That's why I always suggest war or tsunami. But this man, this judge, put his picture. Let's make him viral. Let him go viral the whole world on internet. Internet never forget. He cannot delete it because he's not the one that put it there. No. Let's make him viral because this judgment is wickedness and heartless. Thank you, Maiyegun.
God bless you, MOG. Thank you so much, okay? You have a good one yourself. So I have another caller on the line, but I just want to quickly remind us, right, that one of the ingredients of supporting this platform is to make sure that if you have seen it, you have to share it, okay? There are so many that needed to still see what we do here and what we discuss here every evening, right? So like the broadcast, share it to invite your friends and not so friendly friends as well, okay? And also to remind you that if you are looking to try something legit, I'm talking about make yourself an extra income, invest your money where you can be in control of your own finances, you should give a shot at this, Rasulullah digital consult, okay? If you want to learn more about this, right? Put your phone on the screen, scan this barcode, okay? Scan it. You don't even have to like do anything right away, okay? Just scan it and go on and ask every question you might want to ask. Now, to sign up, it will cost you, not right, like not once you scan it, doesn't mean that you have to be charged $149, okay? But you need that to learn more about what the business is all about. Have your own platform where you have your own personal website that will display what you have to also share or sell, right? And then maybe some little money that to invest. Like I said, this is not an MMM of a thing, which means if you think it is not for you, you are going to get your money back. I have subscribed there myself, and indeed, it's just to kind of study it and know what it is all about. So put your phone camera on your screen, scan this barcode, and go ahead and say you are from MaiyegunsDiary Politico, by the way, so that they will know it is from here. And if I tell you that it's legit, it is, okay? So if it is, what do you call it? If it is for you, you are probably going to thank me later for that. So again, like the broadcast, share it, okay? Here is Adiola on the line. Hello.
Baba Kaleo.
How you doing, man?
Good evening, sir. Baba, see, I don't even know how I'm even feeling. It's I think this is a new level. This is the new
level, a new low.
This is a new low, new record. This is unbelievably stupid. There isn't any word we can use to capture the current events that is going on in Nigeria or in that contraption.
Honestly,
I think if you refer to 14-year-old boys as married and having children. It is ridiculous. It is all, you know, it's just, it's just ridiculous, you know.
Goal, man.
See, Baba, that judge, I think it's just my own opinion anyway. He's become, you know, I think he's just being performative. What I mean by that is you know, he's dancing and twerking for Tinubu. If you see what I mean. He's actually dancing and twerking for his master, for his paymaster. So, you know, he has to appear to have a very heavy hand to deal with anyone that wants to trumpet.
Somebody who is acting a script, yeah?
Yes, he's just being performative. He's performing his role.
That's something that people are saying that as a judge, you are not supposed to be like that. You are not.
No, Baba, that's his paycheck now. Chairman, that's his paycheck. You see, that guy is not joking with his paycheck. He has, this is his time to prove his allegiance to this stupid administration, to this senseless administration. This is his time to shine, to say, Baba Tinubu, I'm on your side. No matter who they are, young, infants, we would jail anybody, we'll give them a tough time.
Wow.
You know, and for me, I think there is a bigger picture whereby those boys and their parents, I think I might be wrong, but I'm looking at a different perspective. This particular country is also lying in wait for their parents. So it's not just the kids. So if they have the chance to collect both the whole family, they will collect all of them. So this case is a wide net. They will collect the children, collect the grandfather. Even if they, to show you how low they are, they will collect their great grandfather's grave and collect everybody and arrest everybody, just to perform for this evil pharaoh. Tinubu is emblematic of a current day pharaoh. He has all the markings, he has everything of a pharaoh. No matter what anyone tells me, you know, I preached this message like 4 years ago that if you ever allow Tinubu, he will be a modern day pharaoh, an evil pharaoh, and everything that will come out of his administration will be evil. So even if, see, Maiyegun, Tinubu doesn't have to be involved with this. Tinubu's government brings along evil. He's a carrier of evil. So even if he's not directly involved, everything linked to that guy is evil. Everything linked to that guy is corruption. Everything linked to that guy is state capture. There is nothing good from that person. You cannot expect anything good from that person.
Before they killed Funshaw Williams, right? You know, I was watching the video and I was like, how did he move from this to what he is now? What happened to him that he sort of, he just aged so fast to this level, right? And he was talking about Funshaw Williams. You know, Funshaw Williams and them, they are all together before. Until Funshaw Williams decided to go to PDP, that he wants to be governor. And then they killed him, right? Watch this video, Adiola. Let's watch it together.
Yes, sir.
To the PDP talkatives. They commenced this road. They started it. And one of their front runners today collected in office. One of them who wants to be governor today collected 379 million for 4 kilometers of job. Let Funshaw Williams come and answer our query. We will tell the public which one. I could listen to their chairman making publish on substantiated statements in the paper, I could see some of their candidates making foolish, unsubstantiated claims. Because they are so empty upstairs, they lack the knowledge of economics and fund management. They call other people fraudulent and mismanagers because that is their stock in trade. They are failures from the beginning to the end. They have always been noted for mismanagement, failures, mismanagement. As their candidates, their front runner, where is our 76 million? And how do you spend 376 million for 4 kilometers, Mr. Funshaw Williams?
Adiola. I'm asking myself that, is it drug abuse? What kind of agent deems so much? Because if you know all these guys, quick one before you continue, Tinubu and Funshaw Williams, they were in the same political group before that one decided to go and say he wants to be governor. Okay. Similarly, what's that guy's name? The one that wanted to be governor in Lagos State as well, like Jimmy Agbaje. He was a pharmacist. There was also a contractor for Tinubu. Obanikoro, he was also with Tinubu. The majority of them that left him to go and be in the opposition later, they were all together. Then when I was watching that video, I was like, how did he age so much in 20 years? I don't know. Anyway, you say yours. Go on, Adiola. Because you are talking about Pharaoh, and people believe that if you have people who are so wicked, indeed, right, there's always something to give. It's either they will lose what should be their health and all that, so somehow for their evilness, but they will still live long. Or I don't know. Like I was looking at that, I was like, how did he age so fast? So when you age, that he's got dementia, he's got so kind of like all this sick look now. In 20 years.
Regarding Tinubu's, accelerated, age decline or whatever, if it was accelerated or not. There were a lot of rumors that he used to use hard drugs, he used to use, Indian hemp. There was, there was a lot of allegations. So to be honest with you, there is some form of truth in that because they used to call him Ojuyobo that time. That was his nickname back in those days. Ojuyobo. So there was a lot of things that were going down. So see, Baba, man, I don't even know what to say anymore. It's as if there's always a new low. There's always a new low.
For 93 days, I couldn't put my head around it.
Baba is a pharaoh. Is a pharaoh. Is an evil pharaoh. Is my point, and that is what pharaoh do. Pharaohs comes with all kinds of baggages of evil. So even if they are not acutely aware of what's going on, their evil, precedes them. So you will see the judge twerking for him in absentia. All those things is emblematic of an evil pharaoh. See, Maiyegun, there is no other way for this system to finally crumble. I'll probably speak briefly to the guy that previously called, from the south, and I have some form of sympathy for that because I served in that particular south in Bayelsa. Exactly, they are super oil rich, and I'm super upset with people from that community. They should be the ones saying no more because Nigeria is just running on their wealth. I served there for 1 full year, Baba, and at some point, as a copper in his young 20s, I broke down and I cried because I stumbled into a slum, and I could not reconcile the poverty on the ground and unimaginable oil wealth underneath. That particular slum was next door neighbor to Alamesia's house. Alamesia broke his wall 7 times. He broke his wall 7 times. Change of design, Baba. All the fittings in his house allegedly was over 300 million back in those days. right? Where I served, if you drill not too far, you will hit oil, Kayama, exactly Kayama. You could not bath or drink that water there because you are super oil blessed. If you pump their water from their borehole and leave it there for the next 5 minutes, you come back, that place, that particular bucket of water, on top is oil. If you pour the toll inside in their water, it hangs, it does not melt. Excuse me.
Sorry, man.
So it's upsetting. It's really upsetting, Maiyegun. It's really upsetting that people like that are so blessed would have people like that warlord talking from both sides of his mouth. What's his name again?
Asari.
That Asari Dokudom, misleading his people every now and then, twerking for the person, taking suboptimal choices, ruining people's lives. Baba, good night, man. I'm super upset tonight. Baba, good night.
You have a good one yourself, Adiola. Here is another caller. I believe this is hold up. Hello there. Can you hear me? Hello. Okay. I thought you are connected, but maybe not. Let's take another one. Tony, Mr. Tone, how are you doing, Baba?
Yeah, good evening, Maiyegun.
Good evening, sir.
Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to put one or two. Well, somebody that suggested that the picture of the judge should be published and should go viral. It's correct to some extent, but it's just like scratching the surface, to be quite honest, because the judge is just merely taking instruction from his paymasters. We all know it's not hidden knowledge that the judiciary has been captured. What we need to do right now, I'm talking to myself as well as I'm speaking to you. How many of us are in the UK that are Nigerians that are against Tinubu? At least if we do a head count, we should have about 100,000 people. How about on a Friday afternoon or a Thursday afternoon, we all take time out and all that, picket the number 10 and the parliament, and show them all these things.
It's just
March.
things
And
don't really move them because they've just been like, go
no,
to your country and
no, hang on.
Go on.
Let me tell you the effects. You would think, well, when we picket, when you have 20,000 people to 50,000 people come around House of Parliament and number 10 is a lot. The whole international media will go, it's going to go viral. Trust me, Maiyegun. This thing is going to go viral. To show that this man is just not a drug dealer, he's not an election thief, but he's also murdering children and he's ready, he has no compulsion to kill kids. That will get some people's attention. And in this country, they have organizations that will now start putting the British government under pressure. They don't like that. It's going to get to them. They don't like that. It's going to put them. They are going to get some phone calls and all that, and perhaps even call the ambassador and ask them what is going on. They're not going to do that, and we'll be telling them that if nothing is changed and nothing has changed and all that, we'll be coming back next month. We're not breaking any laws. It's not like Nigeria. It's not like Nigeria when you go for a march and all that. We can organize this. If we have a minimum 20,000 people, we hit the House of Parliament.
Take a look at this, the Palestinians and what they have probably pushed. Right? When they occupied London, the whole world
exactly.
It was massive.
Exactly.
It got some people
with all these images,
but it was massive enough that the government of the UK had to keep them protected. We all see that.
Exactly. With all these images we have now, we've got hard evidence to show that this man is not just a political criminal. He's also a potential murderer. And he's ready. Do you know, putting those kids in adult prison, it's even illegal in the first place.
Internationally,
is
that's
not
against international law
international.
as
You
well.
can't, yeah,
Like the
you
whole world
can't
should
do
be
that.
raging, but
Exactly.
just
They should read from
interfere.
us. But if we keep quiet, it's not just enough having MaiyegunsDiary or having other, because the thing with all these all these other channels and all that, they are afraid that the YouTube might shut down their channel, and then maybe it will affect this thing. But listen, I know you. We're not saying that we should just kill anybody and all that, but we say the truth fearlessly. So we can organize this sort of thing, have a match, even if it has to be December, we do this, have a match out, hit London with about 20 to 50,000 people and all that, and tell the British government this is what is happening and all that. This is what you guys are supporting.
Of course, if people can actually
It's doable.
disorganized and all that, like, I'll be here for it. I'll travel down.
Yeah. And when we do it, the people in America will say, "Oh, they will do it." And when these things are happening, that is part of the revolution that we're talking about. Because those kids, I tell you what, I feel so ashamed. They are our real heroes. When other people were hiding, okay, look at the Lagbaja guy that they said and all that. Because even today somebody was saying something, I don't know how far it is true, that it could be that he's suspected that his loyalty is in question. That was why he disappeared. They relieved him of his duties, that his loyalty to Tinubu is existing. This man is ready to do anything to hold on to power, but he doesn't know that, listen, anything can happen. How does this guy sleep? And yet the wife says she's a pastor. She's a pastor of Redeem. That is why every day, that Redeem Church now is not, I don't know whether to call it church or whether it's a coven.
It's
a coven.
The RCCG is like the prayer warriors wing of APC. It's not new.
Yeah, it's just like a coven, So the thing is, we've got to we can do this. We don't have the guns, we don't have these, we don't have the machine guns, we don't have but we that is here, at least we've got freedom of speech. We can organize something, and that's something I want you to think about.
See, what you are saying here right now, just give me an idea where a name can be actually forged or formed, right? Where people can sign up to be part of it. And, some people
we can
say,
start with Twitter.
Okay, we are this so and so. And, every time this guy comes around, even if Tinubu comes to London, we can occupy everywhere, thousands of people, and chase him away.
Hashtag. We start with hashtag and all that. And by the time it will go viral. It will hit Paris. They love Nigerians everywhere. They're Nigerians in Paris. Yeah, there are Nigerians in Paris, there are Nigerians in America, a whole lot that are not Ababaku, that will come out and say, listen, enough is enough for this thing, and put them to shame. And then the British government will be embarrassed, because that's the last thing, because all these other organizations that, they don't joke with children, especially in the UK and all that, they'll start putting pressure on the UK Prime Minister that, hey, you're supporting a man, some dictator in Africa, so this is what is going on. And by the time it goes viral, it will not be funny for them at all. So think about it.
We'll keep putting all these ideas out there. But guess what? All of them is going to stick someday, soon. Because they will keep giving us reasons why, even if people are pretending not to be interested, they'll keep giving us reasons why we should all be very, very worried.
No. People that will come out will come out. And lastly, for Juku's wife, Bianca, people are saying they are surprised. Do you know who Bianca's father is? Oh no, he's one of the ruiners of Nigeria. Yeah, he's one of the ruiners of Nigeria. Criminal.
Yes.
Yes. A snake cannot give birth to a lamb now. It's in our blood. Criminality. Ojuku will be rolling in his grave right now. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing, man. You have a good one, okay? Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, man. See, I have another caller on the line, but I need to remind all of us that we are coming to the end of the broadcast in another few minutes. So we only have just about 15 minutes to go, I think. So please, if you haven't really shared this, please do share it now. Here is my caller. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Alaji.
Good evening, my brother.
Alaji Wahab, how are you, sir?
Good evening, my brother.
Good evening.
I've been trying many times, but at the same time, this last call, I just want to add to what he said.
Please, sir, go ahead.
All the opposition to you, Maiyegun, all of them, they are listening now. I don't want to mention anybody's name. But what the last caller said is the right thing. When Aisha was here, we all go to Aisha's house. Even not to Abuja's house now, where Aisha resident is. We all go there. We are about 11 or 12. Nobody show up. We have more than 100,000 Nigerians living in UK. Yes, we are all bunch of cowards, hypocrites, tribalists. Tinubu is a Yoruba man. I'm a Yoruba man. I'm a Muslim. He doesn't do anything for me. We want our own Yoruba nation. Everybody should be ready. Anytime Remi Tinubu is coming to this city again, or Tinubu is coming to this city again, if you can't gather 5,000 Nigerian people coming out there, that's over. We should be ready. This is what we want. This is how we could get. They have already said the battleground, but how are we going to respond back? This is how we're going to respond back. Believe me, the time of Aisha, there's many Nigerian people living there, all those thieves. Even there's one woman. She's telling me, oh, Emma Boduko, money mama, Eba saw you back your Emma so you bo, show you bon colani. Oh my God, really? Because oh, Lenny Baology Mama Gbele 5 million, Nibolo 5 million for Latin Ralesa Dubo ye. Mama say bye. Don't tell me that. We come here for a purpose. Ta bale jade njo titi Remi Tinubu ba wa tu wa bi bai. Abi Tinubu gogon wa tu wa bi bai. Ka lo síbẹ̀ 1,000. Kaka ọmọ dání on lè ṣe nǹkan fún wa because nǹkan tó máa dojú tàwọn people yẹn bí báyìí nìyẹn. Àwọn ará àdúgbò yẹn gan ló máa pe BBC fún wa. They are the one that we call BBC. Many people are listening to your talk show like Owolabi. Many people who are there. Most of the people who are there that time, JJ Man was there. Those guys that used to support you wherever were there. Koiki wasn't there. There's many people who are there. We are about 11, 12. Let's go there to where Remi Tinubu is living. We are not going to a Nigerian house. Where they are living. If it don't be Gogonikalo, that's where the battleground going to start. They have already drawn it. But what can we do for those people at home? This is what we could do. You, forget about work. My people, if you don't go to work for 2 days in a year, are you going to die? People are saying we are shedding tears, we are doing this. All those one is cosmetic. Let's go to those people out, go and knock their door. All those talking ranting, Baba Mini, but don't forget about that. Let's go there. That's the deal. Without that, we are just talking.
Thank you so much, Alaji. Everybody,
thank you.
Like you said, okay. So eventually they will push all of us, and as they say, when the push come to shove, it's just going to be like a matter of time. It's not going to be a matter of time. We are getting there.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
Good one, sir.
Nice one, brother.
Yes, sir. That's Alaji Wahab, by the way. Here is another caller. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun. Good evening.
Oh, good evening, ma'am. That's our lady, Lady Charm. How are you this evening?
I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm well.
You will be fine.
I just today I think things that break the heart. I know this other caller is saying we're crying and everything, but I don't know who saw that video, saw the children rolling on the floor and didn't shed a tear. I didn't even know when I started crying, and I had to stop because my children were around. And I think the only other time they see me cry is when my brother died. So in their mind, they'll be like, who died now?
Like, why would anybody even subject these children to this 93 days in prison for protesting against hunger? It's unimaginable.
For protesting against hunger in a country where organized protest is supposed to be legal, for goodness sake. You lock up these children. You don't give them any food. You don't take care of them or anything. I don't know, the police people that actually rounded up these children and put them in prison in the first place.
At least
that's where the biggest problem. That's one of our problems.
That said they were not children, they were adults, they are married. and they must be tried. You want to overthrow the president,
Okay, so
blah, 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 blah. And he's a father.
Your 14-year-olds want to overthrow the president.
Uh-huh.
You know, I think that's part of the problem we have. We have a lot of illiterates, you know, who are emboldened because of the current dispensation. That idiot came out and said that those children, 14-year-old, in a country that has a so-called constitution that said that they are supposed to be able to protest, that it is their right as Nigerian citizens to protest.
They've criminalized it now.
And then you lock them up, and then you justify it by saying that they are married and they have children. And so what? At the end of the day, they are entitled to protest, you know, and they are protesting against valid reasons. The economy is poor. They are hungry. They have every right to to protest, you know. And then you talk about, you know, people keep talking about this international community. People, let us wake up and smell the roses, for goodness sake. The international community doesn't care about you. They don't care about Africa. Where do you see that they are considering Africa in anything that they are doing? As long as we continue the way we are and they're able to get our resources as a pittance, they're okay. You know, you said that they'll be ashamed. Ashamed of what? Ashamed of collecting money. Are you joking? Ashamed of stealing your resources while we squabble against each other, against one another. There's no shame there. There's no shame at all. This international community that we want to get their attention. Who told you that they don't know what is happening in this country? Who told you that they're ignorant of the fact that we have a criminal as the head of state, or we have a bunch of criminals as the head of state? As a matter of fact, they like the situation that we're in, because once again it allows them to do whatever they want to do. This whole, you know, let us get their attention, and then you talk about, you know, the Palestinians marching and things like that. People, wake up. If the Palestinians are marching and they are getting what they call it, any kind of airtime, it's because the West want them to get that airtime. It's because the powers of that be want them to get that airtime. You're forgetting that the US, this is an election year for the United States. Anything that will drive this discussion against Palestinians and the Israelis and drive that election is what they're going to do. And for us here in Africa, they do not care about us. We don't move the needle in any way, shape, or form. Until we take back our country, And I thought, you know, yes, it's fine. Then we'll say we'll organize ourselves and go to the UK. Who told you that the UK don't know what is happening here? Who told you that they are ignorant of the fact that we have a criminal in this government? They're happy to do business with them because, again, it pays them at the end of the day. We just need to really settle down and understand exactly how the world economy works and know that there's nothing. Africa is not in the room where it happens. Africa is not in a place where they're trying to make rules and tell you, okay, we want to hear your input or we care about your point of view. No, they don't. So whatever changes we need to do, fine. If we can,
resources are more valuable to them than us. They don't even see us.
Exactly. As our resources are more valuable to us, and as long as we continue, you know, to do this thing that we're doing, right? They're very happy, you know. They're very, very happy. They'll work with anyone. That's one thing you need to understand. They'll work with anyone. If the arms dealers will work with what they call it, people like Asari and Co, to give them arms to kill you. Okay? They will work with them to give them arms to kill you because they know they can. Then their own governments will work with them as to protect this pipeline for us. You know, and I like what the previous callers have said. Asari is there and Tompolo as well. Yes, they have all this money, but they are just Maigad inside their own father's land. Maigad, that's what you are there trying to protect what they call it, pipeline for people that for other people that do not.
You are guiding it.
Oh
That, okay,
God.
this crude oil that is leaving our land, though, it's not adding any value to us. So let's protect it to leave our land peacefully.
Let's
keep it flowing.
You know, and that's why you know that people are jokers. People like Tompolo, people like Asari, I will say it here, they're all jokers. If you want us to take you seriously, stand up and, you know, block all those pipelines and say, no more. This is my land, for goodness sake. No more oil to Nigeria. This is my land. If you want this oil, come and negotiate. Let's talk about it. but it doesn't belong to you. You know, at the end of the day.
Charm.
So there's so many. Let us wake up and smell the coffee. Waiting for these international people, forget it. And the changes that will have to come. If we're not yet gingered, people that saw this thing in Nigeria, you are still folding your arms. I don't know what else you want them to do to you. Because if they can do it to those children and feel no remorse and feel justified to tell you that, oh, they're 14-year-olds, that they're married and they have children, don't worry. It will reach all of us. It will soon reach all of us. Exactly. And you know, they said, you know, we are separated from each other by 6 degrees. So with that thing, you feel that, okay, they've done to that person is not close to you. Don't worry. It will still reach you somehow. It will still reach you. And that's what Tinubu is doing.
Right.
Maiyegun, I told you, I don't know how to do what you are doing because I know that I'll be dying every single time I do it. But well done.
Filling in the gap for all of you, right? So that when it is time to hear from others, I take my own back seat and then I let you react. So it works both ways. Well, thank you so much, though.
Thank you, Maiyegun.
Have a good one, ma'am. There you go. So this is where we are going to draw the curtain. I know there are still so many people trying to call in, all right? But, you know, we can't really finish the conversation in a one stroke like this, okay? So there's going to be another time for us from tomorrow. I should be back here tomorrow afternoon for our for our brunch time on MaiyegunsDiary Politico. So thank you to everyone who's been part of this as usual. And then please like the broadcast and share this, okay? So to those of you who have decided to save that contact of that business opportunity, so to say, please let me hear your feedback after your your sign up or your registration as well, okay? Stay safe from here and good night to all of you. Like that. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní èso àjò.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní èso àjò.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní èso àjò.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní èso àjò.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo